load in motherhood. Let's talk about it. I had to put 2 out of my 4 kids to bed. I just saw somebody doing a skit that actually made me think about the motherhood mental load very differently. I joined the mom club and started really learning about what the motherhood mental load truly meant. I was definitely on the same page. Like, yeah, I gotta think of everything. Yeah, I have double the work to do. Yeah, if I don't think of it, who's gonna do it? But when I saw the skit kind of act out the scenario, it got me to thinking. In the skit that the woman's acting out the mental load, he's basically telling her husband, hey, can you wash bottles tonight? And then the husband's like, yes, I can wash bottles. And then next night she's like, hey, can you wash bottles tonight? Yes, I can wash bottles. And this, goes on. And then one day she says, like, bottles need to be washed every night. And then he's like, okay, I'll do it. Now, in her skit, I don't know if he actually does it or whatever, but in a household, there is so much to get done. And if you have a partner who is an active participant, someone still has to be the one to say, I'm going to do this and you do that. Because if we all know bottles need to be washed, but no one claims the task, then how do we both know that we aren't both planning to wash bottles tonight? And also, how do we both know that nobody's planning on washing bottles? Now, of course, I know you're going to say, well, at the end of the day, the mom's going to go to the sink and see that bottles need to be washed and just do it. And while that is, of course, very likely, I also think that if you have an active and willing spouse and you split up your household duties, even if somebody has to be the one to verbalize who's doing what, I just don't think that it's as big of a deal as we might make it out to be. In the sense that people are like, oh, my husband expects a chore list. Now, my husband doesn't expect a chore list. He knows what needs to be done around the house, generally speaking. But he also knows that I have things that I would prefer to do, and I have things that I believe he should be doing. And so I just dole out the tasks. And then that way, I don't have to ask him to wash bottles every night. He knows what's expected of him. And then I don't have to feel like I'm thinking of everything and doing everything. Because the reality of the situation is the person that I am is going to think of everything anyways. Even if he does it, I'm still thinking did these things get done? And I've decided that instead of fighting against that urge, I'm just going to lean into it. I'm the CEO of my house. I'm the one who's keeping this train running. And I've decided to just more so be okay with it than be upset that I have all these thoughts in my head, because the thoughts are going to be there anyway, whether he does his part or not. And luckily my husband does his part. So I don't have to, So I'm taking the mental load of thinking about the motherhood mental load and resenting that so much off of my plate of mental load. So what do you think?